Pre-installation requirements for Oracle Database on Windows. Well, first of all, you need to create the necessary user accounts. There's going to be the local administrator who's going to own the installation. Historically, it's not a requirement, but historically DBAs will create a user account named Oracle, both in Linux and Windows, that has administrative privileges on that server, and that will be the account that owns, quote-unquote, the installation. You'll also need at least one service account. Remember, a service is a process that tends to run in the background. It doesn't have any user interface to speak of, normally runs throughout the entire running state of the operating system, and operates under the security context of a user account. And that user account is non-interactive. We don't use it for human being purposes. We dedicate it for the service. That should be a non-administrative account. Oracle and Windows will function in conjunction with each other to grant that user account the privileges that it needs. By needlessly boosting the permissions of your service account, you're reducing the overall security of your server. As far as hard and fast numbers are concerned, the minimum hardware requirements according to Oracle are 2 gigs of RAM, 10 gigs of hard disk on an NTFS volume if you're using NTFS, that is, if you're not going to use ASM. I already mentioned 64-bit processor and a resolution of 1024 by 768. Now those are pretty liberal system minimums. You're certainly going to want more than 2 gigs of RAM for any production Oracle server. And disk space, again, you want to have as much of that as possible based on the needs, the data storage needs that you envision. Not just right now, but what do you forecast over the next months and years? You'll want to create your Oracle directories in advance, preferably, although that's not strictly speaking necessary. Remember Optimal Flexible Architecture, or OFA? Again, that's not a requirement to do, but by standardizing on directory paths, it makes it easier if you have to bring in an Oracle support person to remote or SSH into your machine. They will be able to instantly know the lay of the land if you've laid out your directories in a standardized way. TCP/IP is our main protocol for TNS. Remember, TNS is the Oracle NetStack, so you should have some kind of name resolution in place, whether it's DNS or a hosts file. You should have the groundwork laid, firewall rules at the ready, to allow that server to function as an Oracle server. And as always, don't forget the documentation, specifically the first-party documentation from Oracle. I showed you in the previous module how to get to the release notes and the quick installation guide for Windows.